All right, we'll see whether we get a few more people in and see how it goes.
So where are you two guys located?
I'm in Melbourne, Australia.
Nice.
And Colin?
I'm in the middle of Sweden.
Oh my gosh. I'm in the southern suburbs of the Twin Cities, Apple Valley.
Okay, yeah.
I'm originally a Milwaukee Roader from Chicago. I grew up on the Chicago and Milwaukee sub, milepost 10.5. And I moved to the Twin Cities in 1983.
Did you work for the Milwaukee Road? Or
No.
no?
Yeah. I've been contracting with the railroads for the last 7 years. I actually haul the crews around as a semi-retirement job.
All right, cool. Yeah.
But I've been in transportation all my life.
Excellent. Yeah, I was hoping to get some people that had on the ground experience with the railroad. So I'm an engineer out here, but it's quite different to the way that they work in the States. So the volume and all that's all right on the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
awesome.
Good. Yeah.
I was at a railroad flea market today at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds, and I was talking to people, and a couple of them said they were going to show up. We'll see if they're telling the truth.
I hope so. Yeah, if I'd known that was on today, I wouldn't have done this today. But yeah, it just came out of some discussions I was having about a particular photo that I'd found, and I thought there's more to this. I don't you know, the way the transfers worked around town, and I thought I'm actually in quarantine at the moment because I was exposed to the virus over here, and so I'm sitting at home with nothing to do. So
I was looking for a passcode. I have to send it to him. I'm not sure if you shared passcodes on Facebook on the post that you put up.
Yeah. No,
I didn't need a passcode.
Yeah, that's what I found. I'd never used them, so I cut it all out. So maybe they're important.
Can you change the settings on the meeting so you don't need to put the passcode in to get in?
I didn't.
I shall try. Security.
Because John Hill, he had should have lots of info because he's
oh yes, that would be suspend. No. Lock meeting, enable waiting room.
You can do that, enable waiting room.
Oh, Rob Barker's on. Oh, cool. He's up in Sydney.
So we got more people from outside the States than we have from inside.
Good morning, Rob.
Hey, good morning.
Early start for you?
Yeah, it's all right. It gets me going. The dog's wondering why he has to wait for a walk, but she has to wait for a walk.
Come on, I'll see if I can find the passcode.
I think the meeting number should be enough. I didn't need a pass.
I think it depends on which link you grab. Facebook's shortening the link. I'm adding it in some of the notifications. I see Colin has too.
Copy invitation.
Yeah, I noticed the link in Facebook has like 3 stops at the end of the link. What does that mean?
It just means it's abbreviated it. So
Okay.
Yeah, that means it's not displaying the whole thing, even if the link itself is actually longer. If you're on a
Let's see if I
desktop
can-
computer and you hover your mouse over the thing, you might see the whole link down the
Oh,
bottom.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
Hang on, I'm just going into the where it's been shared and dropping the
Oh
passcode.
my gosh,
yeah, I've done that a couple places myself too.
that link is unbelievably long. Maybe the password's in there somewhere. It have keyword equals and it's a long one. I don't know why you would need it though.
Yeah.
I could try to get it. I'll see if I can get it in the.
Passcode was there. Oh, you edited it. I'm just going to go and grab a book or two.
I just put the link in the chat area. Look how big that sucker is.
Yeah.
So if you look right after the web address, there's PWD. That's the password, but I don't know why you would need it.
Come on. That's what I want.
Maybe you could send the link. This
Yeah.
link to who's ever.
That's going to be John. He's in. I'll just put in the full. That's the full invitation in the.
Oh, there it is. There's a passcode. 867-218. Oh, see if I can get that in there.
Colin,
Yep.
do you want to see if you can do a screen share? I just want to see that it's something that will work.
It says host disabled.
Okay, that's. What does this do? Advanced sharing options. Here we go. Okay, give that a try.
Yep, that works.
Open now.
I need to find out
Oh, yeah.
what I can share. I can share this.
Yep, that's working. And I think I can, you're viewing contact, viewing options. So I can do that and get rid of it. Cool.
All right.
That works. All right.
It's like John Hill's there.
Yeah.
No video, no audio.
Okay, so that's okay. We'll have to get this going in a second. Actually, what we'll start. Okay, that's working, is it? You can see that screen.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so I'll start by just making sure I've got the names of some places. So this is Google Earth, and I've been putting place markers on all the locations. And there's a few places that I'm pretty sure would have names, but I haven't got names for them. So I'll zoom in. There's some around St. Paul to start with. Does anybody know a name for this spot?
Well, actually, off to the left would be called Division Street, and off to the right would be called 7th Street. And then St. Paul Union Depot is under that highway overpass.
Yeah, hang on. I'll just I'll go back in time a bit. Usually,
I'm using today's names though. Inside of that Y used to be a roundhouse back in the day.
yeah. Oh,
I don't know what they would have called that
yeah.
location.
Yeah.
The Y,
So that was the
Y-
junction that took the line from the Milwaukee Road and from the Union Pacific up to the BN.
Okay.
Right.
Which
I have no idea what it's called. You'd have to ask some of the
so
locals.
which is the Milwaukee Road?
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
This one here.
But they share trackage rights with Union Pacific, which came from the Chicago Northwestern, and prior to that, I think the Chicago Great Western,
Right.
and maybe even the Omaha Road. But let me grab
Yeah,
the map book that I have.
So if you go up, slide right about up a little farther,
Yeah.
you could see right there, up a little. That right in the middle there where your pin is, that's St. Paul Union Depot. Above the 37 mark.
Above the 37. I'm trying to see any street names.
Oh, where?
Okay, I'll turn that off. There's Wabasha Road, St. Peter's Street, Minnesota Avenue. So
Okay, so
is that where the Union Depot was? Oh no, that's there was a bridge there.
that's the Robert Street lift bridge you're playing with
Okay.
there. You could,
All right.
and then right above your pin there to the right, above the word mark, is the St. Paul Union Depot. It says Shepherd Road.
Hmm.
What year is this picture?
This is 91.
91?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's got quite a bit of old stuff before it's been completely trashed. So hang on. Where are we looking for the Union Depot? There's the 37.
Yeah, you've marked Robert Street lift bridge, and the Robert is right on the bridge, Robert Street.
Yeah.
Okay, now it disappeared. Oh, you moved up a little.
Okay, there's a bit of a delay in what I'm doing and what you're seeing. All right.
Okay, so right above the word lift bridge that you just typed in, that's that rectangle on its side is the Union Depot.
Okay. Okay, no worries.
It looks a lot different today because they built the Amtrak platform there now.
So that's Spud, isn't it?
Yes, you can just put Spud.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries. Cool. All right. Well, maybe we get this going. I got a heap of them, and it's going to take forever. What about this location? Any ideas?
Which one? You're moving.
Yeah. I'm already there.
All right, can you move down a little? That looks like Western Avenue Yard. Where are we?
So I went up just a bit higher up the map, a bit further north.
Okay, so that bridge at
that's Western Avenue Yard.
That's Western Avenue, is it?
Yeah. You need to get this book, Graham.
Yep, that sounds good.
They're printed in the UK.
Oh.
So if you're ordering from Australia, don't go for buying it from someone in the States. Order it direct from SPV in the UK. But I can scan you the Minneapolis and St. Paul page. And it's a historical map. It's not a present day map, but it's sort of an amalgamation of lots of years of mergers and stuff. So it has like the current day, and then in brackets it will have the previous owners and stuff.
That'd be great. If you could just send us the details, that would be good. But also a scan of
I
the relevant bits would be good. All right. So, like I say, it take ages to fill in all the gaps. So, I guess we've got a few people here. So, I guess the first thing to ask is what constitutes a transfer? Is it a railway or railroad official term that has particular meanings as far as the rules that apply to it, or is it just railroads that run a train from one place to another and dump their loading at the different railroads?
That's basically the term they use when they're exchanging cars from.
Yeah.
Out in the sticks, when you have an interchange, they would just basically the roads would meet and one train would come past and drop off some cars and keep them going. But when you're in a big city area, what they tend to do is they would run trains between the yards of the various railroads.
Yeah.
And that's called a transfer.
Yeah.
Because the UP will have a lot of cars that need to go to customers on the Soo line, and they'll run a train from the UP to the Soo's yard, and they'll leave a whole cut of cars there, and they'll go back, usually light. Usually they'll come there with a caboose, often called a transfer caboose.
Yep.
That's where that came from. And then they'll leave the cars behind, and they'll run back light engine. And the transfer the other way, they wouldn't pick up those cars, but the Soo would have their own transfer, and they would bring the cars to the other road. But which way around it worked in different places depended on the arrangements they had in those cities, of course. But that's generally how it worked.
Yeah, that's what somebody said to me the other day, that they drop off but not pick up. But then
that's generally how they did it.
That didn't make, like, you see a lot of photos of the Soo transferring the Soo transferring down to the railway transfer yard, and it seems to be running in both directions. And you don't see photos of other roads dropping off at Shoreham or whatever generally.
Hmm.
And the same with the MN&S. You see photos of the transfer going down to Northtown all the time and coming back with loads, but you don't see, apart from the CNW, I haven't seen any other railroads dropping off at Glenwood. So yeah, I was just wondering what the rules were. John, Brian, Chris, you guys got any input?
This is Brian. I really don't have too much knowledge regarding the transfers.
Right, yeah, thank you.
And Colin, you have the you were showing the SPV atlas. You're familiar with USGS topo maps too, aren't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
but the ones I've seen aren't so high res. And maybe I haven't looked in the right places to get the high resolution copies. I have a map of the Minnesota Transfers Yard and has some details about that. I'm trying to find where I put it.
Yeah.
It's here. I know Ken's online. Ken should have a lot of info. I think he's been studying this stuff.
Excellent.
So what era are we focusing in on? What year?
It's 1970s is my particular interest, but obviously I'll let let the conversation go where it goes. Yeah, a lot of the information will like I believe Ken's interested in the 60s more than the 70s. He can speak for himself, but and
Yeah, the operations changed so radically when the BN was formed. So that's a huge watershed for you, Graham, is modeling 70 would be radically different than 1972.
okay. Yeah, we were just, I was just asking whether there were particular rules that applied to transfers and how they actually operated as far as it seems that quite often that they just dropped off and it run safe from the internet. But the other ones you see, like the MN&S, you seem to see the transfers, they operate in both directions. I don't know whether it was particular arrangements or whether there are.
So let me give you an overview, and I'm sorry I came late. So if I've done stuff you guys already know, the MN&S would deliver, but they did have special rules that a lot of other lines didn't have. The Minnesota Transfer Railway didn't deliver to anybody, as an example. Everybody had to go pick up from them. The MN&S would like go over to Randolph and pick up and pick up from Northfield. But when you look at people like the GN and the CNNW and that, most of their transfers were one way only. And that was union rules.
Ah, okay. Oh, there we go. Stop the screen sharing.
Yeah.
So
So I know John Hill, I see his blue screen there. John has done a phenomenal job of documenting a lot of these things. I wish John and those guys would have been a little more active in the early 60s, but you know, we'd have probably had to get them out of their knickers and out of grade school to take those pictures.
yeah, look, I can't thank you enough, John, if you're listening. I've been scouring your photos and videos for particularly the last few weeks, but for years now.
Yep.
They are just brilliant.
Have you I know we've shown here in the Twin City Division Joe Frischman's videos a couple times, as well as Jerry Welke's videos. Have you seen both of them?
I've seen some of Frischman's, I think, that Greg Smith gave me a couple of years ago, and I didn't even know I had them. I found them on a memory stick that he gave me, and it's like,
Yep.
whoa, that was the MN&S stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I know I'd given all those to Greg, and the whole idea was to share those around. So I'm glad you've got those.
Yeah.
So, because that's, you know, that's really what we have, all that stuff. We've had it all converted for so that people can get it easily. But like the MN&S had their jobs down to Northfield. They had an AM and a PM typically, and they would start from Northtown, and they kept an engine at the roundhouse at Northtown, and then would go down to Northfield and over to Randolph, tie up, and then the crew that was down there would bring it back. Well, that crew was off duty, and they typically did that twice a day, and the timing was not timetable critical on the MN&S, but they were required to be down there to meet certain Rock Island and certain Milwaukee trains. And so they would, when they went down there, they would block the train and have a block for Auto Club, a block for the Rock, a block for the Milwaukee, and then a block for themselves that they would work out of Northfield.
Okay.
And
So
go ahead.
So they
Can I just interrupt? Where's Northfield?
Northfield.
Northfield, about 90 miles south of the Twin Cities. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they also would, I don't know that particular train would do it, but they would also interchange with the Great Northern at the Lindale yards, and they would do some interchange with the Milwaukee on the west end.
On the west
I don't know if you're Googling, if you've got your map out to Google where Northfield is.
I have a map book in front of me, but I can't see
Oh,
it.
hang on, I'll
Okay.
bring it up, Colin.
Online
If I can find the right button. There we go. So, where are we? Hang on, if I do. That didn't bring up all my markers. I got the map upside down. That's not a great start.
Probably not.
So, all right. So there's the Twin Cities up there, obviously, and Northfield is way down here, Colin.
Can you share your screen?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
you want me to do that too? Good. I'm looking at it. It's all making sense to me. So I'll zoom out again. So the Twin Cities is up the top here. Has that come through yet?
Slowly.
So Twin Cities is up here, and
Yep.
Northfield's way down.
Aha, okay. Below Farmington, there you go. Hang on, I just saw that.
So Ken, what you say that the Northfield train would originate at Northtown
Shoreham Yards.
at Shoreham, okay.
Yep.
And go out through Humboldt, past Humboldt.
Past Humboldt to Crystal Junction,
Yep. And then down
head
I
south.
sooner, is it?
Okay, I can see
It
Auto
is.
Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Auto Club's later, yeah.
Yeah.
Western Avenue.
Yeah. I've got an awful lot of tags on here, but so where are we? Yeah, so that's up here. It come down past Skunk Hollow.
Yeah, Skunk Hollow would be a west of them, right?
Yep, that's around here. Again, drop
There you
down.
go.
We've got a lot of these have got John's. These all refer to photos. So
Sure.
if you like, again, John, I've got to thank you for taking all these photos of the bridges and level crossings and things. That's Minnehaha Creek, I think. That's just over there on Yosemite Avenue. Yosemite, I should say, not Yosemite.
Have already passed the Glenwood Yard, or?
Yeah, Glenwood's off to the side. So would it go into Glenwood, Ken, or just drop
No.
it sooner? Just drop it sooner.
No, it would, yeah, or what? Yeah, it would
Western
not go
Avenue.
into Glenwood.
Yeah.
They did have other jobs that would start at Glenwood, and they would occasionally run extras all the way down to Northfield. Otherwise, they would just bring things out to Sooner Western Avenue and let them be picked up, or let them pick up and drop off at Auto Club.
So Auto Club, they'd just be dropping loading to go up to the High Line.
Yep. Dropping and picking up from the High Line, exactly right.
And then down across the Savage Swing Bridge.
Yes.
Was there much that happened at Savage itself with these silos from the MN&S?
They would go, yes, they would go down and drop. They wouldn't work the silos, but they'd go down and drop and pick up.
Right. There's just something I've never seen much in the way of photos of, and it looked like maybe they'd, hoped to pick up a lot of traffic there, but it hadn't happened.
Yeah, I think that was mostly Chicago Northwestern stuff, work.
And then and Northfield, bang.
Yep.
Wherever it is.
In Northfield, they had a number of industries there, but then, as I said, they would drop a lot of cars there, and then bring the interchange across to Randolph, the rest of the interchange.
Oh, really? So it'd actually terminate at Randolph, would it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a connection with the Great Western?
See, now, I'm old, my memory, it's either the Great Western, they interchanged the Great Western, the Rock and the Milwaukee all in that area. So I think it was Great Western.
Yeah, the Great Western went through Randolph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know the MN&S went over there.
Yep. Yeah, they
they-
did.
I found a photo. They were going to build their own mine down there, I think, and then it got kiboshed.
Yeah, they were eventually going to go, you know, they had plans to go to Mankato and all sorts of places, but reality and money kind of caught up to them.
Yeah.
Sorry, where's Randolph?
Randolph is up here. Does that come
It's
through?
northeast of Northfield.
Yeah. So Northfield.
There it is.
Got it.
Randolph, up
Yeah,
there.
there it is.
And the other, they're going to come down. Yeah, how do you pronounce that? Fairbolt?
Faribault?
Fairbolt. Okay.
Yeah.
They were heading that way as well. But
Yeah, like I said, they had in mind to go in all sorts of places.
I saw a photo the other day that showed the piers to a bridge that they'd actually built, but yeah, they never built the railroad.
But did the MN&S go up to Randolph, or was it?
Well, they went there. They were heading that way, but they never built their own track. They only
Okay,
they did it with trackage rights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in this map book, it's all labeled PGR now, which is Progressive Rail, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So would that be classified as a transfer run or just a normal train? Do you think one that ran that?
I think they just called it. I don't think they called it a transfer run.
Yeah. So there's that Steve Galinsky article, the Blue Dragons of Golden Valley.
Yeah.
It talks about I think that talks about the transfers, and at some stage in the 70s, the interchange run, or the transfer run, I should say, with BN went from going around via like the run to Shoreham and interchanging where the Soo line goes over Northtown, not
Yep.
Northfield. Hang on, what am I saying? Northtown Yard, and then went to going around the other way through Lindale and
Yes.
down through town.
Yeah. They used to. Go through Humboldt, and then just before the bridge crossed over, they had an interchange track that came down because they would drop off. They'd actually have to cross over the A line and get into the yard. So the MN&S would come down, stop at the switchman shanty until they got cleared, because they couldn't cross the A line, the passenger lines, without physical clearance.
Okay, hang on a second. Can I take us to that spot?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why my
So they're down across Nicollet Island.
no, that was after the merger.
Ah, all right. So
Sorry, when was the MN&S and Soo line merger?
Oh no, I'm talking about the BN merger.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, when the BN merger happened, that's when the Soo line really lost a lot of, or the MN&S lost a lot of, it was losing merger partners because CNNW merged all of the people down there. And but from the 20s on, the MN&S had a really sweet, I'll call it per diem, but that's not the right word. They really had a really sweet pricing structure for doing transfers, which is part of why it was successful.
Right.
So,
So hang on. So if we're the A line, how did it get to a situation with the A line? Where was that at?
right in Northtown. The main line that went west, the NPBN main line that went west through, it was on the west edge of the Northtown yard, and they had to cross over that.
Hang on. Share screen.
So let me,
So that's Northtown. There's the Soo Line bridge running across here.
yep, exactly. And you can see that line right there where your hand is, it curves down in.
Yep.
Yep, that's the M&S interchange track.
Okay. And
Is that the one that was in the photo that we used for the?
yep.
Yep,
person
it
photo?
is.
Okay.
Yeah. So the A line is which is that?
Those right there, right where your hand is.
Yeah. Okay. And so they just have to prop here
They
until
stop there.
until
Yeah.
they got the okay to.
Yep. And then they had to cross over to get into the yard.
Yeah. So they
Mhm.
would they do their so they'd have to come across this side, would they?
Yep.
And they do their drop off and pick up there.
Mm-hmm. But they actually, a lot of the drop off and pickup would be done on the north side of the bridge. I mean, but they'd have to go out there and then they'd go back up into that area.
So back up into this yard, which I assume was probably different in those days.
Yeah, the Northtown yard in the early 70s, and I'm going to say 74, 5, maybe there. That's when they completely were redoing it. They're expanding it. Before then, it was, of course, the Northern Pacific 35th Street yard, and it was radically different.
Okay, hang on a second. Ah,
No, you cast the edge of those. Yeah.
yeah. the
It's a pity because that 74 set is very clear,
the 74 set's my favourite.
but it only covers Minneapolis. It doesn't really go any further than that.
Yeah, so unfortunately,
So
we can't
now
go any.
you're looking south there, right? Sort of south.
That north should be up,
Should be okay.
but yeah, that's 74. But yeah, we can't go any higher up because the photos it falls off the map that's available. So you could probably. So that's the interchange track coming down there.
Yep.
Yeah, and that we've gone. I was just looking to
So you
see.
should save those locally, Graham, and then you can zoom in smaller steps.
Yeah.
Because right now you're either 1-to-1 or you're zoomed right out.
Mm.
And I find at like 50%, these look much better
Yeah.
because they're still a little bit grainy from the silver screening.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not showing what I wanted to see anyway. So Stop that. So, Ken, did all the like the another train that interests me is the Rocky Sioux transfer.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now, where did that run from?
it ran from Shoreham, maybe Humboldt, I don't recall, all the way down to Rock Island and in Inver Grove Heights. It would a big circle route.
Okay, so hang on, I'll go down to Inver Grove.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Am I screen sharing still? No, there we go. So, I've got no idea if I've got the right name or the right location here.
do you have the Twin City terminal map?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I certainly haven't got it at the moment because our house is all packed up because we're moving in a week's time.
Okay.
I have it amongst some of my paperwork, but currently, no, I certainly haven't at the moment.
Which map is that?
I've got it so many different places. I just got to figure out which.
Is that the Milwaukee Road one, or is it a different one?
Well, let's see, I just popped up a Sioux Line 1923 one. It's also a 1934 one that is easier to see.
I have one on the screen I can share now, which is the Milwaukee Road one from the 60s.
Okay, otherwise I've got one from 1934 here. So yeah, go ahead and if you want to show yours, otherwise I'll show mine.
I can just quickly pop it up. This is the one that I found in the engineering department handbook. From like the 60s.
Okay.
But of course, there's Milwaukee Road
Yeah. Why don't you stop sharing that one and I'll share one. Okay, this is the okay. So this is the terminal map, and so you can see out here the MN&S. So coming out the Sioux Line into Crystal, and then it comes down here, and you see that it does have the rights to go down 14th Avenue or the D line. Here it comes into its own yards, and let's see if I can. Should be able to make it bigger. No, maybe not.
Sorry, what was the basis for this map? Which company made it, and what was the reason for making it?
I don't know. I believe it was
terminal
just
study.
Yeah, it's the Twin City Terminal. So it's probably the association because they had a Twin City Terminal Association. Again, I've got this one a couple, and I'm happy to send that out to anybody. But so you can see the dotted lines are what the terminal area was.
Okay.
And here, so you can see the MN&S coming down here, and here's where it's going through. It's crossing over the Great Northern, and you can see it's got a track that goes down into the Cedar Lake Yard, and they would interchange on the north side over here. And it continued to come down, whether that's Western Avenue or sometimes called Sooner. It came down here, crossed over the St. Louis Park Loop. I think that's what Skunk Hollow.
Yeah.
And then it kept coming down and down and down. And this just stops at that point because that's the end of the terminal area. But your question about the Rocky Sioux is that would start up here and it it would circle and it would end up down here in Nimmer Grove Heights, which is
Yeah.
way down in this corner. So it'd go over the
Mhm.
Wabasha Street Bridge here.
Okay, so to come up, yeah, this, I don't know, is my mark? No, my cursor
No.
wouldn't be on that. But it'd stay on the, what would be the west side of the river up into St. Paul and then cross over.
Don't know. No, it's on the east side of the Mississippi. It's on the north side of the Minnesota. And then it crosses over and goes south.
All right.
So John Hill, if you're here, you know, I know the Northwest area, but I think John Hill and some of the other guys know that part of the world better than I do. So
So who originated the Rocky Sioux? Was it the Sioux line?
I don't know that.
Yeah,
I thought the Rocky Sioux was the Rock Island transfer.
from
Oh, yeah.
picked up from what Bob Breward's written about it, is that it
Yep.
had Rock Island supplied the motive power, Sioux provided the caboose and the crew, the whole crew for it. So it was a Sioux
Okay.
line crew, Rock Island locos, which always seem to have SP stuff in it, which
Yep.
I don't know how the SP stuff, I assume the SP locos had come up on the Rock Island from somewhere.
Yep.
And they used them while they were in town. And then,
Right.
yeah, and like I say, the Sioux provided the crew.
Yep. But there were a number of situations like that. The Northern Pacific and the MN&L had a joint transfer. And so I've got pictures of a Northern Pacific engine and an MN&L caboose running a transfer from Northtown through over to East Avenue or East Yard or whatever they called that.
Yeah. Do you think?
Because
do you think that would be a union agreement so that they could run it in both directions?
yeah, it would be. Yeah.
What's John saying? Oh, there's a message there from John. Yeah. Yeah, so John was saying it had Rock Island engines and a Sioux caboose. That's a great map, Ken. I'd love to get a copy of that if you.
Okay, hang on. Let me take notes.
Yeah, I don't know if you can, if it's able to drop it in the chat. I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't know how that, whether that does file sharing or not.
I don't know that. Otherwise, I could always put a copy in the media of the Facebook group, but I don't know how big that would be. I'm happy to do that too.
Yeah,
I prefer an emailed copy because Facebook tends to
Yeah, you
compress
can.
images and they'll
You
get.
can share in the chat. There's a little a menu for files off your computer to do attachments in the chat. That's possible.
yeah, you can.
Good morning, Nick. I'm assuming that's
chat.
Nick up from Castlemaine. Another Australian, Canadian, South Australian.
Yeah, I was.
Australian as they come. Sorry, Rob.
So is it asking me? Okay. So I was talking to Tom Gazier today, and we were commenting about how pleasing it was because we have a lot of Australians that are listening to the Twin City Division podcast. And we
It's,
thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, it's a great podcast.
Well, thank you. We're having a lot of fun doing it, and so that we're glad people like it. So let's, oh, maps, here we go. So let's see what happens if I do this. I'll give it a try. I'm happy to do that. If this works, you know, I mean, just about anything around all this crazy stuff that I have, because I just collect this stuff, hoping that I can share it with people. And oh yeah, here we go. Oh, I got a lot of them. Well, let's try that one.
I see the file.
Yep. Okay. Chris, the easiest way to find the Twin City Division podcast is go to tcdnmra.org, and then you can click right on it. There's 10 of them out there. So. Well, John, I appreciate that you're even though you're at McDonald's, that you're joining us. That's really cool. So did that work?
I'm playing with it right now. I think I got it to download.
Okay.
I'll double check off.
I think I've got a copy of it too. Just double checking. Should got my desktop. Yeah, no, that worked.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So that's the 34 version. I've got a couple other versions, a 23 version, and I'd have to look and see what other versions I've got.
Hey, Ken,
Yes,
when
sir.
when I open this file, it's just showing me the Great Northern Depot.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
weird.
Yeah, the one you sent is the Minneapolis terminal something.
Okay. Well, you know, maybe let's try it again. Yeah. See, unfortunately, I've got so many of them here.
Yeah, it's
It's also a good map
Okay.
to have, but
yeah.
Let's see.
We'll take all the
Minneapolis.
maps you have.
yeah, I'm happy to get any and all maps.
We'll be here all day. I'd be okay. Here we go. Here. Okay, sorry. You're right. Give me the wrong one. On a PDF or a JPEG.
Oh, yeah, that is a nice map.
PDF.
Okay.
Either, yeah.
I don't know exactly what I gave you. Might have given you just the area around the
Yeah.
when I was doing hole in the wall when I did a presentation on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the hole in the wall on it, just in the bottom left-hand corner. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So when the you know, we were talking about, let's see, let me go down to see where it is.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Ken. That's the right one.
Okay.
Ah,
So here I'm gonna blow your mind away with something here, just because I can. This is more information than you wanted, I'm sure. But
No, we're all like sponges, so we'll take anything.
well, I think we all like to just drop down the rabbit hole.
yeah,
And
there's
find-
so many rabbit holes to go down.
Yeah, there are. This one. Yeah. I think you'll find this one is it might be big. I don't know. That one is the map that shows traffic flow. And I'm trying to think what else I would.
Are you,
Is
are
there a
you
lot of?
or sending it, or I don't see what you're talking about?
Oh, it's there's another one coming, but it's really big, so it's
Oh,
grinding
okay.
away here. So yeah, I won't try to add more stuff right now. You know, so I have a copy of a document that the NP had from 1960 that was all its interchange, I don't know, agreements or whatever. And I've tried to find people that might have that for other folks. And I just haven't found that yet. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, I'll wait till that's there, because I've actually got a picture of the MN&S transferring into Cedar Lake Yard and a whole bunch of things like that. I did a presentation, just a general presentation on transfer operations in the Twin Cities, and I interviewed a couple guys to get information. And as people told me at the time, gee, you probably only got 25% of it. And I said, yeah, okay, fine. But that's why I put it out there. So if you have 10% more, you can give it to me and I can add it in and we'll get a bigger document. So somehow that, you know,
Yeah.
it's harder to get people to do that. A lot of people have tell you that you don't have it, that they know more, but they don't want to share it with you. So do you have a Twin City Terminal traffic that document out there now?
Yeah, it's here now.
Okay.
I downloaded something, don't know where it went.
It's
Yeah.
right below the last one.
Okay.
Well, that's a big document. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a big.
Don't be sorry.
23 meg.
So there's the MN&S transferring into the Cedar Lake Yard. And they would transfer and pick up there. And this is a pretty late shot because it's got the 1500s and it's got the 40, the 39. So and then here's again, that's the transfer going across Nicollet Island. But again, this is post merger.
So are we looking at that document? Or are we?
Why? Oh, did it stop sharing?
No, no.
No, I was just sharing some
You're
pictures.
Hang on. I've got something else up on the screen. There you go. No, I didn't see it. Sorry.
We're sharing photos now.
Yep. No worries. Okay.
Yeah, these are just I just going through all sorts of different things, looking for something else. I guess I should have talked to you about if there was something specific that I might have that you wanted to see, but I was more coming here because I figured all you guys were gonna film me full of stuff that I didn't know. So that's
Well,
okay.
Ken, I didn't get here till 1984, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You know, this is a they're pulling equipment out of here that they used for some kind of a special trip on the MN&S.
Yeah.
but that's that interchange track, your little outhouse here.
Was that down
This-
the outhouse down lower, is it? Or is that, oh, that's near the caboose there?
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And yeah,
Did they tear that track out and then the CP put it back in?
I no, I don't believe it ever got tore out.
Maybe the CP just upgraded it.
It's possible.
They had a lot
You
of
know,
construction there.
Yeah, well, that's true. At one time, the sewer line used to go down that track and then run down the street and service the NP power plant down there. Here's Rock Island coming down the short line hill with an interchange.
Ken, I think you've shared a particular application and not your whole screen. So when you double click on the
Really?
file, we only
Yep.
still see the small version.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Then it means I probably have to,
Yeah, when you click share, you have to choose a whole screen rather than just a particular application.
yeah, okay. So
Otherwise,
yeah, I think I have to share ahead, or I have to pop stuff up before I share it. Let's see if it worked this time. Okay. Well, so I really need, so here's
Oh,
the
that's
rock coming.
Fordson Junction. That's
Yep,
probably
coming down the hill.
transfer.
yep, coming downhill.
And that would have started at South Minneapolis Yard,
What?
probably.
Or the
Might-
transfer?
Well, the Rock Island had a yard up called Garden Yard up by Southtown.
Yeah.
So they had their own
Oh.
yard up there.
That was their route. I thought it was all Milwaukee Road there.
No, because back in the day, the Rock would run special, they'd run hot shot fruit that would come in, drop everything but the fruit and vegetables in Invergrove, and then they came up and they had a fruit house in downtown Minneapolis, freight house.
Mhm.
So yeah, so
This is when Shoreline Hill was double track.
yes. Yep. Yeah, that used to have a lot of traffic on it.
So who would have that transfer been going to, do you know?
Back to Invergrove Heights.
Oh, okay.
But you know, all the railroads would run their own transfers in and out of the Minneapolis and Eastern and Minnesota Terminal Railroad. So
So that train you just showed wasn't actually transfer. That wasn't actually transferred to the Milwaukee Road, but it was just a transfer
no.
to another yard.
Yeah. So,
I don't, it may well have been from their Minneapolis yard to their St. Paul yard.
And it went over Milwaukee Road Trackage Rights in between the two.
Yep, exactly.
That's why I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
I have some maps now of that area, so I can check. Where I have those.
So, I've got the smaller I don't know what you'd want to even call them, but the smaller detailed maps of these areas, if, you know, that I'm happy to put them up if you want to see them. We'd have to, it would have been easier to have put them into a PowerPoint at some point. But I didn't do that. We can do that another time. But, you know, otherwise, because, and I guess I'll show you one and I'll tell you the reason why.
Hey, Ken,
Yes,
do
sir.
you know what the name of the Y was down at in St. Paul?
The what was?
Do you remember the Y where there used to be a roundhouse in the middle at the bottom of the
Oh,
hill?
yeah.
What
Yeah,
was the name of that Y?
St. Paul Depot Y. It was a Great Northern Y.
Did it have a specific name? Just, it wasn't called Great Northern Junction or anything like that.
We're talking between Division Street, Hoffman Avenue, and Spud.
Yes, that Y.
Yeah. Well, here, I'll show you that one in just a second.
All
Let
right.
me just show you
We
this. in a
were
second.
trying to label
If you
things
have-
before you got on.
Okay.
If you have track profiles for the various railroads, they should have the names on them.
Yep.
What is it?
So
West.
can you see that one pretty big?
Yeah.
Are they your drawings?
No, I don't even recall whose drawings they are.
I've got those, and yeah, I've always been curious as to whose they were.
I'll try to find out. I'll ask around.
I've,
But the neat part about this is you can see this was, for years, this was a cement plant. And then you come down here and you've got two different places. One of them is Cremet's. I just don't remember the other one, but you can see they had all sorts of industries coming down before they went into their yards.
yeah,
Here's Western Avenue Yard and Sooner, which is where the Y is. And then it goes up to Glenwood. But they had all sorts of industries down here.
yeah. I've gone over those maps and compared them with photographs, and
Yep.
I've got the book of industries. I don't what's it
Yeah,
called?
well, you do have the Book of Industries. Good.
Yeah, whatever it was called. Hang on. Yeah, information and data pertaining to industries served by the MN&S. Yeah. So and gone through and relabeled all those diagrams with the names from that particular time. It amazes me how much they change over the years. Who uses a particular siding?
Yeah.
You see it. Some stay the same for forever, and others seem to change on an almost weekly basis.
Yeah, but you know, one of the things that I found interesting about that was that it showed you how long the siding was, and how much of that was owned by the railroad, and how much of that was owned by the industry.
Yeah, right down to who cleans off the snow and ice and things.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I was talking to a guy that worked at food producers, because I love the internet. I found a Facebook page for Food Producers International. They had the industry there at in St. Louis Park, and I said, it says here that you guys clean the snow and ice. I said, how did you do that? And he said, oh, it was easy. He said, we had hot water. We just piped hot water out onto it and melted all the snow and ice. And I imagine people out with the pickaxe or whatever trying to chip the ice away from the rail. But no, they just had a hot water hose and just sprayed it out there. So it's amazing what you can find out when you go looking.
Yeah.
Like you say, rabbit holes. You go down these rabbit holes. I talked to this guy for a couple of weeks on and off, and found out all sorts of little bits of information from him.
Yes, I think that's interesting, and it's kind of thing that, again, I just enjoy hearing about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's see what this shows.
Yeah, well, I found he was unloading the hoppers of sugar that they'd get. And
Yep.
yeah, found out how long it takes to unload a hopper and how they, they had to, they'd winch it just the distance of the two hoppers to discharge, because they could only discharge one hopper at a time.
Okay.
And they discharged it into and it went up into another hopper on site. But
Mm-hmm.
the capacity of a freight car was more than the capacity of the hopper. So they had to
Oh, really? Neat.
the factory had to be running and be taking it out the bottom of the hopper while they were pouring it into the top.
There you go.
They had to judge it just right, otherwise it had overfilled. And it took about 4.5 hours to empty a hopper, which surprised me it's taken that long.
Would there have
That's,
been single
go
bay
ahead.
air slides, or?
2-bay hoppers, you were saying? They were emptying.
Okay, but air slides. Generally.
No, I don't think they were, from what he was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, but I could be wrong. He wasn't a railway person, so, or railroad person. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, so okay, I'm looking at different maps. I've got a couple different maps here, but they don't show it. But I do have downstairs that book that thing that John Lukey put together that has all the different maps in it. And I'm sure that I'm sure that there's a more detailed GN map there that I just don't have access to. I'll look it up a little later. I have to use a different computer.
no worries.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know where that is. So I have a picture someplace of the,
Which John Lukey book was that you're referring to?
he did a soft cover book, and in the back of it, it's got a flash drive, and
Right.
it's got all of the, it's got scans of all the maps that he owns.
Oh,
Yep. It's still
It's all
available on the
Minneapolis.
website. If you go to Cosmo Shops, it's available there. But I'm going to email him, see if I can get an electronic copy without having to send it the actual booklet. The PDFs are enough for me, I think.
Sure. Yep.
I got one of them from another guy who's got the whole USB drive.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I got the downtown Minneapolis map from that.
Okay. Yep.
I need the next one down to see the garden yard, I think.
Okay.
But I'm
Wonder
sure
where I
there's lots
would
more
find-
interesting
So
information.
whereabouts was the garden yard?
on the east side of the Southtown yard, but more up towards
So like where Huron Street is on the U of M campus, and
no. It's
Can I can share my screen. I have it here.
South
Okay.
Minneapolis.
when you say South Minneapolis, I just go to Hiawatha Avenue.
Perfect.
A bit further
Hiawatha,
north.
inside of Lake Street. It was
Okay.
real close to the terminal.
ooh.
Is it on here or not?
What is
Oh,
this?
sorry, I'm looking. Is it
This
on
is the
there?
Southtown yard.
Oh, 26th Street.
Oh, that's okay.
Um,
Well,
So that's the,
if I scroll down a bit, you have Minneapolis Moline here.
Yep.
Sorry, I can't.
No, it'd be north of that. But just for fun, I worked, where did I work? I worked,
Okay.
yeah, I worked in there.
So what yard is that in the middle?
This is Southtown Yard.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's all,
This is where Target is now.
yeah. So what does it
This is
show
the-
in the?
The
oh,
roundhouse used to be here, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Oh, okay.
So go up a little bit.
All right, it's just moving around too much.
Up,
Going
up,
a bit-
up.
Up here it says Chicago Rock Island Pacific Rocket Yard.
What do they call it?
They call it
Oh, yeah,
Rocket
there it is,
Yard.
the rocket yard. Yeah, well, that's, see, the rocket yard was, that's where they kept their passenger trains. And, but right in the same area was what they call garden yard, because that's where they kept the produce that would go into their produce plants, produce
Yeah.
whatever's.
The fruit fruit shop,
Yep.
fruit,
Yep.
whatever it's called. Yeah, that's on a different map I have here. I can open that one too.
Oop.
Sorry, that's all of you guys. This one here, I have. Yeah, this one came from the John Locke memory stick.
Okay,
It's not quite as high res because it's JPEG. Yeah, Chicago Rock Island and Pacific Freight House. And then in front of that, you had the fruit house.
yep,
So this is the same line, but it's the map is rotated.
Oh, so we're up farther north now.
Yeah, this is right near downtown.
Okay. Yeah, I see Washington Avenue.
The depot is here, passenger station here.
Right.
This building is still standing. And you have the passenger
Yeah.
platform here.
okay, so hang on, let me catch, let me get to you. Yeah, okay, yeah, that was the map I was just picking up. So you got the same map I've got. Yeah.
And then
okay.
off here, where it says 102, to the right here, you had a Chicago Northwestern transfer yard.
Yeah, it was actually M&S originally,
Okay.
and they called it the MT yard for Minnesota transfer because that's where a lot of transferring happened in there. But when you
Okay.
get into, whoa,
I have some photos down there. I can get into there. Not sure. Fourth. Here is the Rock Island Fruit House.
yep,
Oh,
So you got a freight
You see the
house
full
here, and you
shape.
got and a fruit house as well. Well, I'm not sure which is which.
the fruit house is the rounded top, I believe.
That is an awesome
Okay.
photo.
It is, isn't that a great
Okay,
shot? Boy, I love that shot. Where'd you get that one?
I think these are from Library of Congress,
Okay,
I believe.
I like all the vintage automobiles.
Either that or some. It could be Hennepin County Library as well. They have a huge
Could be.
digital collection.
yeah, that's a great shot.
And then same area as here from.
Yep, a little farther away.
And this tall tower, that's the passenger station. I
No,
So
that's,
that's Milwaukee Road Depot.
yep,
Yeah.
Milwaukee Road, yep.
I've been trying to put all these photos into place so you can see where it is. And this is just around the corner from there as well.
Yep.
I think just to the right of us here.
Yeah, the building, the United Building still stands. Very distinctive.
And these are the photos that I was looking at with Graham the other day. This is
Yep.
near the hole in the wall.
Hole in the
Which
wall.
is just in here, I think.
So
Yep.
where would have that train originated? Does anybody want to hazard a guess?
Oh, the CNNW had a yard up by 14th and Como, up north of the University of Minnesota. The little building
hang
you
on,
see.
you've got me lost already. So
Okay,
It's called
if
East Minneapolis today.
East Minneapolis yard, yeah. Yep.
And the same line again, but then with a MN&S train.
Now, see, this is a lot later because you see the
Yeah.
the switchman shack is gone. And you also see that probably half the tracks are gone in that area.
Yeah, this is 78 and the previous one
Yeah.
was 74.
Yeah, yeah.
So that little shack to the left of the locos, that's the switchman's shack, is it? Yeah, that one.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was at least one, maybe two more down this alley here, because the left side was GN and the right side was MN&L, and they kind of used each other's tracks, but in general they switched on either side. There's a Rock Island freight house down there someplace. Lots of freight houses down there. The fruit houses were generally on the left, freight houses generally on the right.
Okay.
Now what else I have? There's lots of small photos here. There was a whole. Oh, this is John Hill's photos again.
Thanks again, John.
Actually, Jim Henshaw's photos, John Hill's put them up for us. I'm not sure if we can see any more on these, but Griswold crossing signal. I had a couple of photos here that I wanted to check. This is starting to go a bit further south.
Where is this?
Well, this is about 10th Avenue, apparently. Oh, there's a bit further east. This is the Chicago Northwestern transfer yard area, I believe.
So there's Gold
Second
Medal
Street.
Flower. Oh,
Yeah.
is this right down by
We're
the
down-
river?
Yeah, because you
Where?
could see the Central Avenue Bridge in the upper right.
There you go. Okay.
The railway transfer, isn't it?
This is the C&W transfer yard, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the area they called railway transfer. You're
Yeah.
all, right where you are now is where pretty close to where the 35W bridge is.
Yeah, because I see Gold Medal Flower in the middle top
Yep.
there.
Yep,
This is all gone.
Yeah.
it is.
But what did they use this yard for?
Grain.
Because I have that on
Yeah, because it's at the sort of the end of the milling district, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
I have that on
The
this
north-
map. That was this yard in here called railway transfer.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know why it was called railway transfer. Did several companies feed into that? It looks like Northern Pacific goes into it, and then
Yeah. Everybody
Northwestern.
went in and out of that yard. So that's why if you look at hole in the wall area, you know, I've got photos of transfers from just about every railroad going in and out there.
Mhm.
And shoot, you guys got me thinking about something, then I confused myself. I was gonna show you something, but
I'll stop sharing.
Okay, so see if I can go back and find out where we're at here.
Yeah, John's saying that the Sioux came in on the railway to the railway transfer using the
Yep.
Dolly sisters, and
Using the what?
using the Dolly sisters. So that was one of
Oh, yeah.
the transfers that you see a lot of photos of the Dollies coming from the railway, the railway job, I think they call it, or the
Yeah, that last photo was just to the south of this area. Off the bottom
It's
here.
over. Can you now? Are you seeing a big picture?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, we're seeing the Stone Arch Bridge.
Yeah.
Right, Stone Arch Bridge. But this is that area you were talking about, right down in
Right.
here.
yeah,
And so it came across. But this is all grain elevators here, and everybody came and exchanged grain cars. So,
Stop sharing.
no,
Steve G, is that Steve Galinsky there? I
so
see.
that'd be great. And
I'm not sure.
or it might be Gilligan too.
Oh, it could be Steve Gillian. Yeah, if it is. Hello, Steve Gillian. I know you. Oh no, another Steve. Steve Gill.
Steve, yeah.
We like Steve G's.
Steve, by biggest, you mean size or just heart?
Yeah, we're not judging
I-
here.
Can I just
I'm
share
just
a
giving-
couple more photos so we can get some more questions answered? This is my downtown photos, but the ones I'm interested in are these two,
Oh, nice.
taken in '82 by a guy called Robert Kaplan. And it's coming from the hole in the wall area, and it's coming into, this is a Sioux Line train, even though it's Milwaukee Power, because this is post, well, that's '82, so it's, the merge happened in '86, I think, but it's past their West End shutdown at least. And then they went back, light engine apparently.
So hang on a second before you do that. I want to read that white sign.
Can you expand that one again?
I'm trying to expand it so I can still see the title, but I can't move.
I was
this.
just trying to read what's on that building in the back there to see where the heck we're at.
That's Minneapolis rag stock.
Okay. Where would that be located?
Oh, I see, and I don't remember anymore. I was hoping, that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, what building is that? That was some kind of apartment building.
I had a look on Google Maps and I pretty much figured out where it was, but now I've forgotten. of
Oh,
course.
okay.
That's not the Cedar Riverside Towers, is it? Or is that is this over by the big paper company?
No, I can't see it so well here. I should use.
I wonder if this is between the Hiawatha district and going back over to Merriam.
Now this is downtown.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out exactly where.
So you think it's coming like near the depot there somewhere?
I think this building is the Churchill. This tall building.
Oh, really? Okay, that'd be right down on the river.
Yeah. And so this train came from I think from around where the post office is now.
Yep.
Or maybe the post
Yep.
office was already built by then or not.
Oh,
And then in front of it, we have, yeah, that's on the other side of 2nd Avenue. Let me just drag this over. You can have a look here. This building here in the front with a Z shape is the one in the front, and the Churchill here in the background is the other
yeah,
one.
okay. Yeah,
Background. This is the Z-shaped one in the front.
Okay.
And then if we look on that map that I had, where did I put it? Where is it going there? It's go up here. No, it's not the map that I had. Where is that?
I believe that aerial you were showing still had the curve.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it back again. It's in my Dropbox. No. Sorry, I need to. I'll try and find it.
I was looking, I found a shot that can kind of see where the Minnesota and Eastern, or Minneapolis and Eastern tracks went through. That's how everybody got between the by the post office. It went between the Great Northern Station and then was Berman Buckskin and is now, I don't even know what it's called now. But
Yeah, here we go. Here's the map again. It's this curved track through here.
We're
It's
not
going
seeing
through,
the
I
limit
believe.
here.
But I have no idea what it is. I mean, this is not Milwaukee Road trackage because it's dashed on this line, on this map.
yeah, it's
So it was a transfer from somewhere.
yeah, I think it was Minneapolis Eastern. I've like I said, I've done a study on that one. I did a presentation on it, so I'm trying to find that presentation.
And here they came
Curve
through.
track, does that go to the GN depot?
No, the Minneapolis and Eastern track was back there.
So, oops.
Okay, so let me put another map up there when you're done.
Try and see. I can just show a couple of wide angle shots of the downtown area so we get a better idea of what we're looking at. I think it's behind this tower here. It looks like some tracks which go around.
And that's the Fauché. There's the Milwaukee Road.
Yeah, this
Okay.
tall tower. Yeah. Or this is the sorry, the depot is here.
Yeah.
Right. And the shed
Town
is
hall
to
or
the
something.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You
the
see the
C&W
Stone Arch
transfer
Bridge?
yard is all the way up down
Yeah,
here.
that's
Yep,
the railway
it is.
transfer down that end.
Yep.
Here's another angle. These are all, hang on.
So is that big building to the right of the Fauché? Hang on. To the right of the clock tower there in the centre. Where's your
The
cursor?
white one?
No, to the left, Colin. A bit further to the left.
This?
And up, that one there. Is that the tall building that's in your photo?
No.
Yeah, this is
no,
this, no, this is the tall building is this one, I think.
Okay.
And the one in front of it is this one, which is a bit of a Z shape.
So the shot would have had to been taken sort of over towards the Cresota sign there somewhere.
Oh, even further, yeah.
Looking in that direction.
I think this is,
I think it would have
that
been
might have
standing
been
somewhere,
in the Hennepin Government Center.
standing somewhere around here, maybe. Somewhere out here. This is
One of the
1980.
challenges is you're looking at different eras, because
Yeah.
if you remember the shot from the Rock Island, the clock tower from the courthouse was right in the middle of that shot.
Hmm.
So that's behind there, and the Churchill is not in this photo. Churchill was after that.
Yeah.
Is that Milwaukee Road Freight House to the north of the depot there?
Yeah, this one.
The low one, yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lawn, wow.
And now the track, whereas the tracks here are gone and it's turned into a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
All
just
tracks are
parking lot
gone here.
now.
This is a big parking lot now.
Mhm.
Oh, there's those photos again. 82. Not sure if it goes further. Yeah, this is the other side. This is that. Yeah.
Is that the same train?
Yeah.
This
There's
is
no-
the year after. It's a similar sort of train. Yeah, coming through the same sort of area.
It's not the same day. That's it.
It's middle of '83.
Yeah, it's the freight house is right behind the boxcar.
Yep, that's the area called the Horn. You're standing about where the Minneapolis and Eastern engine house was.
Okay.
What did the Minneapolis and Eastern end up part of?
It was it had maybe a mile or two of trackage. It was built by James Hill, and it was to break the stranglehold that the MN&L had on the riverfront.
Ah, okay.
And I can show you, I mean, I got pictures of it, but they actually built pilings onto the river. And that was only because there was no land. The MN&L had all the land. So they had to build pilings onto the river to get where they wanted to be. So this is a great shot. You know, you see how the building, I mean, I love that shot. Gosh, that's nice. Because it's that building on the left, you can see the tracks go underneath the building. Colonial Warehouse is on the right. That's a nice shot.
I think I've got this from Flickr. Todd Jacobson's got some photos from the 80s in downtown, also down in the Hiawatha area.
Yeah.
And there's one more here. This is
Yep.
I think the hole in the wall here is to the left.
It is.
And
Gosh,
this
that's a
is an
pretty
older.
picture.
This is an older photo.
Yeah, but this is
down, I think.
That's the MN&S going across the top there, or probably wasn't. It's probably the M&W in those days.
yeah,
Is this
this
someone
is
near there, or is this further? Is this elsewhere?
way down the trench, way down. Yeah, that's the MN&S, and the MN&S terminal and depot was there. Yeah, you're way down the trench. You're a mile or so south of Hole in the Wall. But again, a gorgeous picture.
Okay. Can go back. This one from September '68. This is just north of that.
That's
Right. So you're in Security Warehouse. You can see the silver bridge that goes over to Nicollet Island. The tall building with smokestack is the Minneapolis Depot Powerhouse. The horizontal building, if you will, is that's how they got all the piping to get all the steam into the depot. You can see the famous Great Northern signs. Now, when you look at the tracks there, okay, now let's see if I can, okay. Let me share a screen for just a second, but hold that one, okay? Okay, so you were in a building right here down towards the bottom,
yeah.
and you're looking up towards this bridge. Here's where the powerhouse was, and it came across. Now, when you look here, see MN&L?
Yeah.
That's their track. See up here, M.E, Minnesota Eastern. That's how all these trains got through there and got over to the grain yard you're talking about. That was the busy transfer track. The MN&L and the Sioux line were closely aligned back then, so they'd come across there. The Minneapolis and Eastern, that was to break the stranglehold of the MN&L. And so they'd all travel under Hennepin Avenue right there. Okay.
So
How did they even manage to get all this built and cooperate and not cooperate and
so a sewer line transfer that came through the hole in the wall would come around and then around on this M&L.
Well, either the MN&L or the M&E. I don't recall which. I can show you pictures that would show you which one, but I don't recall off the top of my head.
All right. Well,
So
if they were
this
closely
is-
aligned.
this is an excellent photo. What I wanted to talk about, I think that's what you were referring to as the Minneapolis and Eastern, where it says CGW Freight House
Yeah.
to the right there, right bottom.
Yeah, but the Minneapolis and Eastern was only a track that went through there. The CGW Freight House was separate than the M&E.
Right, but what I'm saying is, did other railroads come through this little tunnel? I call this.
Yes,
It, so this M&E track actually went on the side of the Great Northern Depot.
it did. Yes.
And I believe Milwaukee Road trains also came through there.
That's true.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is awesome.
yeah?
Yep.
Well, the one we
So
just
how
saw in
many-
'82 that came through there.
How many railroads use that bypass?
If I showed you just the transfer PowerPoint I have shows the Great Western, the
I'm-
M&L, the
I have a
Milwaukee.
photo here of the other end of that tunnel.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've lost it. It's gone full screen. I have a million things open here.
That would have been awesome, the rail fan over there.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So this
Yep,
is the
okay.
these are those three tracks,
Oh, I know
Yep.
where we are. Yeah.
and this one right here must be the M&E.
Yep, that is.
So I'm trying to get my bearings here.
This
We
is
are,
the GN. This is the GN station.
That's
This is
And that's
the-
Hennepin
this is-
Avenue.
This is the post office.
the chimney would be the powerhouse that we were looking at before.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one here.
okay, but I thought the passing track was on the other side, not the river side.
Yeah. No, this is the river.
No,
Station
but I thought the
between.
passing track, the M&E track wasn't on the river in the other photo.
I'll let Ken put up his map again.
Was it?
No. See, it was right where you see it there. I'd have to show you the next photo over to show you how it,
Okay,
see,
so
it's-
the river's on top,
Yep.
yes, it is.
unless the photo's reversed.
No.
Oh,
You were looking
photo
at
right.
the photo, you were off to the right, looking directly, you're looking crosswise. Because you could see the one one stack you saw was this. And then you saw this tall building here, which is the freight house. You could see the front of the passenger station, and the post office is just to the right.
Okay, I must be disoriented with the photo.
The photo was taken off to the right of this map, right off to the
Yep.
right hand side.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And
It really looks like at one end you're in the warehouse district, and the other end you're in the downtown area
Mm.
with the station, doesn't it?
yeah, pretty much. That's what it looks like. Okay, so you remember the shot that you saw earlier with the Sioux Line cars, and you could see the freight house in the background? Okay, there's the freight house again, right here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, and that train you saw was coming right through here.
Right. Yeah.
And this was called the Horn. And because you came around the Horn.
Yeah.
So the MN&L, the Minneapolis and Eastern here, this is the Minneapolis and Eastern engine house. These are their tracks. And now farther to your left, they swing back out and go over the river, go to the riverside.
Hmm.
So freight house, fruit house.
When
Yeah.
was this photo taken?
Oh, 20s probably, about the 20s. That's my guess. I don't recall. I'd have to.
You didn't
I'd
take
have
it?
to. No, did I take it? Who said that? Who said that? Kick that guy off.
I found in the downtown area, things didn't change that much. And generally, things disappeared and new buildings came on top and old tracks disappeared. But
Yeah.
it didn't really get changed much. If you know what I mean. It didn't really change which way the tracks went. The old tracks disappeared maybe more than anything else.
Yep. Okay. So now let's show you a little farther east again. Okay. So see up on the pillars here? This is
Yeah.
Minneapolis. This is Minneapolis and Eastern. This is 1930s. It's a Norman Peel. But you can see these are all up in the air and these are all up in the air. Okay, and it's this Pillsbury A mill. Sun Arch Bridge in the background. And no, I didn't take this shot either.
Hang on.
And you can see the big long spillway.
Yeah.
So this goes back a long, long way.
So I'm just looking at the current, what it's like currently on Google Earth by comparison. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all gone.
yeah, yeah, just seeing whether whether it was all filled in or what happened.
But you can still see that. Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say, what's going on in the middle of the picture? Is this being torn down or built?
Built. Yeah.
Look at the concrete steps in the center bottom.
Oh yeah. Well, they're just building and rebuilding and expanding grain elevators.
I've seen some photos of this area taken from the riverside.
Yeah.
There's also good stuff on Library of Congress site, but some of this stuff was too early for me, so I didn't download it.
Yeah, it actually looks like there's some of those. And I vaguely remember when I went to the Milling Museum looking at out of the building, and you could see some of this.
Oh yeah.
The structure of this. I didn't know what I was looking at, but now I can, looking at on Google Earth, you can just make out looks to be just the remains of a few of these supports for that track are still there.
Yep. You got to remember that there was also a huge tunnel system here because they were taking water from the river, running it through the mills to power the mills and then shooting it back out.
Okay.
Which eventually caused them problems because they had so many tunnels that up in this area here, they had NSP, or actually it was a streetcar company, had a power plant, and it eroded underneath, caused a heck of a problem. Back in the 1800s, I don't know, early 1900s, they thought they were going to lose this whole area because it was under cut so much they thought it was going to collapse. So
Yeah,
they've lost.
There was a lot to learn for engineering and things in those days. So
Oh yeah,
they learned
absolutely.
the process, but not the consequences, maybe.
Yep. Well, they, in addition to all the loss of life and that, it would have certainly been, it would have destroyed the milling district.
This one, same spot in 88. The same spillway here.
It's a different spillway. It's a smaller one because
Okay,
they lost a lot of it. Yep.
okay. And the first one back again. This one shows there was all tracks in here. Now it's all just parking.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's all buildings now.
Yep.
It's unrecognizable almost.
And if you wanted to go back to the ones I had before, I can start from the earliest one. That was 31. This is that same tunnel.
Yep.
Before they built the post office here.
Yep. That's a great shot also. You can also see there's fewer tracks going through the station. Oh, no, maybe not. It looks a little switchman shanty. The puzzle switches.
I think it's the same picture, but it's just different
Yeah.
copy.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, this is the area we were looking at before.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep. So the passenger train tracks are going across that girder bridge and across the stone arch. And then you can see all the grain elevators behind.
And these tracks in the distance here must have been what was now called the transfer, or later called the
Yep.
transfer unit.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the photo I showed you before.
Yep.
Trying to see if there was...
Gentlemen, I have to leave. I want to thank you all for getting together today and Ken for sharing your maps. If you guys do this again, let me know.
No worries.
Great.
Have a great
It was
evening.
great to see you.
All right.
And that-
Be well.
I'm gonna show something really great in 5 minutes, Ted. You'll be gone. Too bad. That's okay.
Well,
I just want.
I'll
okay,
hang
let's
on.
skip this one.
I'm just
Oh, yeah,
kidding.
nice meeting
Ted.
you.
I'm just giving you a bad time, Ted.
All right.
This is 58. So here you can see the freight building on the left, and lots and lots of boxcars here.
Yep.
And they're all lined up so they could open the doors and go through
Yep.
them.
Pass through. Yep, exactly.
That's how they unloaded them. Lots and lots of manual labor.
Yeah, it would have been a nightmare, wouldn't it?
And off to the right here, we have the transfer yard we were talking about before. And then I have lots of individual shots fairly close in for various streets in this area. A Rock Island passenger train coming through.
Yep. Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's great.
This is Hennepin County Library. They've got a really good digital collection online. They're quite high resolution. This is zoomed into 32%.
You have to read the number plates.
Oh yeah, just about, yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota Lindsay, that became Elspar. You can see the little crossing tower right there. Isn't
Yeah.
that neat?
Yeah. I have another photo somewhere, which I just bought the other day from the Lakes States Archive. I think I filed it in my locomotive section because it was fairly close.
So that must be, is that 60s, that one? Looking at
The Chevrolet was late 50s.
oh, that's not.
Oh,
This is
Oh.
64, switching that
Oh.
paint place.
That was, okay,
And the caption says it was taken from Zephyr. So the Zephyr was leaving the
Yep.
station and took a shot as they came past.
That is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to buy that one.
oh, I
They
can
charge-
believe,
They charge $10 a download for the photos they have on that site. There's lots of good stuff there. Another truck. And again, another VO 1000, I think. Yeah. From a 1687. Same one again, same tower again.
yep,
And you can see one of the RS12s they had, which they used as switches because they had the steam generator in the short hood, and it could keep the passenger train warm while they were.
What street is this?
According to my notes, it's 4th Street looking southeast.
Okay, thank you.
I've looked them all up on Google Maps and tried to see where they are, and
that's pretty much where the Viking Stadium is, right in
Yeah.
that area.
it's all gone now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Late 50s, so,
66, this one. I think that's about it I have from that area. So it was a bit of diversion. I wanted to bring it up because they had the transfer yard there. I didn't know how
Yep.
they used that. Close that.
So, with the railway transfer yard, did C&W have a switch engine station there to break up and make up trains, or how did it work? Would one road just come in and drop a load and another road come in and pick it up?
I think so, but maybe Ken has more information about that.
I don't, but there's a whole, in the NP archive, there's a whole box full of Minnesota transfer stuff that I'll have to get looking into.
Oh, but that was a different transfer yard.
Well, yeah, I know, but is it the same transfer company? I don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask about the Minnesota transfer yard, because looking at, like, it's a big yard, and I was looking at the railway itself, and it's sort of, the yard seemed much bigger than the railway needed to service its own industries. So it's obviously,
Well, it was co-owned. It was co-owned by all the railroads.
yeah. So they were swapping all the stuff between the different roads there.
There was a nice little paperback book put out, probably in the late 50s, on the Minnesota transfer. And
I sent you a copy from a map from that, Graham.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
It was co-owned by CB&Q, Chicago Great Western, Milwaukee Road, Rock Island, Omaha Road, Great Northern, MSNL, Sioux Line, and the Northern Pacific. Plus, they had a belt line and they had some of their own industries as well.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just reading off Wikipedia now, actually.
Okay. Okay, so right here, I don't know if I could share a whole folder with you, but
You better share your whole desktop, and then whatever you put on the screen will show up.
well, I was going to try sharing this whole program. This is the shoot, I'll find it. My dogs are Oh, okay. So this is that book I was telling you about. And, you know, I don't know that
I don't see anything.
I don't know if it'll share. Oh, well, okay. Huh.
I have a copy of the cover here somewhere if you can't pop it up.
Okay.
That's coming in by the Gateway to the Northwest. Is that it?
Yep, that's what it's called. That's the whole book.
Where did I put it?
Okay, so
I have the cover and the map page here.
okay.
This is the cover.
Okay.
Yep.
And this is the main map in the book. And it says it was drawn in 1954. So I guess the book was about from then as well.
Yep. So what you'll end up with there is the whole book, if it comes.
Okay. And so this actually says the Milwaukee and Rock Island used the sea yard. And presumably that was so that they could come out this way and go to South Minneapolis. M&L used the A yard, which is here. And I think the A yard is basically what's left today. GN delivers to P, which is here in the middle. And they pick up from A. Great Western delivers to C, picks up in B, which is here, for the east, and they pick up A from the west. Oh, sorry, that's Omaha Road. And then there was F and R, I'm not sure what they were for.
Right. Then the Minnesota Transfer would then take cars from here up to the Sioux line at, I want to say Gloucester, but that's all documented in the book. It tells you about all the different operations.
Okay.
So
basically the roads just delegated a lot of the work to this company and basically started this company to so they could consolidate all the sharing in one place. So presumably roads would deliver cars there, and then the Minnesota Transfer would switch them around so they would end up in the right place to get picked up by the other roads.
yeah, it was, the whole idea was to speed the transfer through the Twin Cities.
Mm. They had similar things in other cities as well, like in Chicago, you had the belt line of Chicago, and you had the Indiana Harbor Belt.
Yep. So did that file work if you open it?
Should be in the chat, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I only seem to have the one.
It's just the first page, I think.
First page, yeah.
Only the first page?
Yeah, the contents and the Mighty Midget page.
Oh. All right. Well,
Do you have Dropbox, Ken?
do I have what now? I'm sorry.
Dropbox?
I don't know what that is. No,
It's a
I
program
obviously
for
don't.
sharing files.
No, I've got a couple of file sharing. I've got Google Drive and things like that.
You could put a folder in Google Drive and share a link to it there.
Sure.
That
Well,
works
I'd be
pretty
happy to
well.
do that. I'd be happy to do that.
And then you can even share it like on Facebook, share the link to the Google Drive.
Okay.
Because that way the image quality will get preserved. Because if you upload images to Facebook, they get compressed.
Sure, sure.
And for things like maps, that's a bit of a pity if it becomes harder to read.
Okay, so let
Yeah, so that
me,
second one has given us page 6 and 7.
yep. Yeah, I just kept going through it. So I'm gonna go folder upload. Passport. Uh, 53 sites. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's evidently here. So, and I can share this? Okay, so it's been shared with a lot of people. And you say I can upload this somehow?
If you have it in Google Drive, you should be able to copy a link to a folder, and then you give us the link, and then we can
Okay.
download it at our leisure from there.
All right.
I was going to share an image while screen share.
I should probably call it a day soon as well. It's 1:15 in the morning here.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a pretty one. So that's up on the Foley loop.
Yeah. So
Don't worry, be happy.
we
Yeah,
That's great. Yeah, I've got to go to, the dog is very desperate for a walk. So, and
Yeah, you better do that, otherwise she's
Yeah.
gonna let it go inside.
only going for 250 hours. God.
this has been really, thanks for organizing this, Graham. It's been really interesting stuff.
So
Yeah, we should do it again sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Set
yeah,
a topic and
when is it we're doing your thing, Colin?
13th of November.
Yeah, so 13th of
The repeat of the
November.
presentation I gave before, but I've got lots of new photos in there as well.
Yeah, Colin's doing a talk, which we're gonna we'll put up links for that.
Cool.
But I was thinking, Ken, would you be interested in sort of doing some of your presentations that you've done before, like your transfer
Sure.
one and your hole in the wall one?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When did you want to do that?
Look, I'll talk to you later. It won't be immediately because I'm a moving house and I don't know what my internet will be like and things like that.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll talk to you and see what we can work out. But it's fun getting everybody on board to be able to comment.
So I'm going to put my email in there. So, because it's asking me to do about 300 things to get the whole file into. So if you just tell me you want, I'll share off Google Drive. I'll share that whole folder.
Yeah.
And if there's anything, and like I said, if there's other things I have that you can use, that's great with me. I just love that little Rock Island Jeep in front.
Yeah, so
the Union Pacific, they did some cool
which way is this
power pulling.
orientated? Which way are we looking? I couldn't work it out. Where the train would be coming from and
Where is this?
Okay,
Foley
you're coming, you're going up to the you're going around the golf course and they'll be heading east. If you've seen any of Bob Rivard's videos,
yeah.
that you're heading towards where Bob Rivard takes a lot of his shots. So this is probably a Rocky Sioux transfer.
Yeah, yeah, hang on, I'll bring up the,
Foley Y near Shoreham.
so there's Shoreham. Is that there yet? Yeah, so Shoreham's there, that's Foley Y, isn't it?
No,
No?
go north. No, go north a little bit.
So is
No, no, I'm sorry. So see this white building up here?
there?
No, to the right.
There?
Yeah. So that's where Foley is.
Oh, so this one is for, so that building there is the one.
Yeah. So this is a Y. And
So
that was the full.
that building there is this building here.
It looks like it could be, yeah, yeah.
That could be where there's a chimney there, and that could be where the smiley face was.
Yeah.
Would that be right, Ken?
Put the phone up again.
Let me see the building just north of that.
Right.
The white top.
I reckon that's it, Graham.
This
Yeah.
one here.
Yeah, can you show the Google Earth one? Can you blow up that white building?
Hang on, I'll see what happens. Nothing.
See, my memory is that that's Foley.
Yeah. Actually, let's see whether.
If you use Bing Maps, you can zoom in on angles.
Yeah, I was.
Have the bird's eye view.
Go back to this.
Hey, I can bring it up here
Okay, you do that, and
and switch around. Can you show that photo again? Yeah, that's great shot.
but then that would make a bit more sense to me. But that's Foley. It could have been shot off the road there, looking in that direction, because it is elevated, isn't it?
Can you put the photo up again?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, yeah. So it would have it would have come because Bob has it. He runs it, and he models up here, doesn't he? The that Shoreham Hill.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's where it goes.
Down here, around, and be coming down to come into Shoreham from that end, rather than coming in that way.
Yeah, but so that's where it comes down through the golf course, but where you got the little pin plates, it's an untitled plate right there. Yeah, see that way, instead of going down, you can go across and go over the bridge.
Yeah.
See the bridge right by 47, the number 47. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So guys, I got to run also. So drop me a note if there's anything I can do to, I can look for. I'm leaving next week for the Northern Pacific Historical Society convention, so I'll be gone for a week, and then I'm going down to another convention the week after. So, but I'll, if there's anything I can help you with, I'd be happy to share my knowledge. So, and Steve G, now that I know which Steve G you are, it's good to see you. Steve's a great Milwaukee Road modeler, and I always appreciate the stuff he shows, the model work that he shows. It's all pretty cool. So, all right.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. And I'm sure we'll do it again. It's been fun.
Hopefully, we'll talk to you again. What a great way to get together with people
Yeah.
across the world. This is just phenomenal.
We're lucky we live in these times, I think.
We are.
We'll do this stuff.
See you later, guys. Yep.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye.
Cheers. Right.